Hmm, have you ever felt like you are trying so hard to learn English, but it seems like nothing is sticking? You follow the advice of others, you buy the popular books and set big goals. Those books look very impressive sitting unopened on the shelf. Yet you still feel stuck in the same place. It is a very common experience. You are definitely not alone in this. The good news is that you do not need to change who you are. You can still become a better English speaker. You just need a simpler, more personal approach, one that actually fits your life. I want to help you build habits that last, not just for a week, but for the long term. Before we dive into the details, please take a look at the screen. You will see a few key points listed there. These are the main ideas we will explore together. We want to help you design a learning path that feels natural for you. We are going to focus on how to align your daily practice with your own tendencies. That means you should work with your natural habits. Don't force yourself into a system that was never meant for you. It is time to stop searching for a perfect, universal method. Start building something that works for your unique personality. Listen and repeat. Start building something that works for your unique personality. One more time. Listen and repeat. Start building something that works for your unique personality. We have a lot to cover today. I am excited to help you find your own way forward. Let's start by looking at a common problem. We all face it when trying to build these habits. Have you ever felt like you are doing everything right, but somehow your English just isn't improving? Maybe you bought a popular textbook or tried a strict study plan, but you gave up after just a few days. It is a very common experience. Many of us try to force ourselves into a routine. That routine just does not fit our real lives. Let me tell you about a time I tried to learn this way. I once decided to wake up at 5 every morning. I did this to study grammar for an hour. I thought this was the only way to be serious. But after 3 days, I was exhausted. I felt guilty every time I missed a session. Eventually, I just stopped studying altogether. It felt like I was failing. But really, I was just using a method that didn't work for me. I know how frustrating that feels. It is easy to think the problem is your willpower, but often the problem is just the plan itself. In fact, there is a popular book that talks about this. It explains how we often struggle because we ignore how we naturally operate. We often try to copy someone else's perfect routine. Listen and repeat. We often try to copy someone else's perfect routine. One more time. Listen and repeat. We often try to copy someone else's perfect routine. But we usually end up feeling stressed and tired instead of motivated. It is time to look at why this happens. We can also explore how to change it. Think about a time you tried to learn a new phrase. Consider that as an additional example. You felt excited and bought a thick textbook, right? You promised yourself you would study for an hour every single evening after work. For the first 3 days, it went well, but by the 4th day, you were tired. The book just sat on your desk, gathering dust. You started to feel guilty. You thought that you just lacked the right kind of discipline. It is a common struggle for many of us. You see, setting a goal that does not fit your actual life can be a problem. Listen and repeat. Setting a goal that does not fit your actual life can be a problem. One more time. Listen and repeat. Setting a goal that does not fit your actual life can be a problem. It becomes a burden instead of a joy. It becomes a heavy weight. You might try to copy what someone else does, but their routine is not your routine. When you miss a day, you feel like you failed. Then you stop trying altogether. It is frustrating when your best intentions lead to more stress instead of progress. You are not alone in this feeling. It is perfectly normal to feel overwhelmed. This happens when your plan feels too heavy to carry. The problem is not your ability to learn. It is the way the habit is built. Let us look at a better way to handle this. So how do we actually stop the cycle of starting and quitting? The secret is to stop looking for one perfect method that works for everyone. Instead, you need to start by understanding your own personality tendencies. This is the core idea of prioritizing self-knowledge in your learning journey. Think of it this way. Some people feel energized by strict schedules, while others feel trapped by them. Some of you need a clear, logical reason to study every day. Others need external accountability or someone else checking in on them to keep going. You might try to copy someone else's routine, but in doing so, you are fighting against your own nature. It is like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just does not work in the long run. Focus on your own nature. You can build a path that actually fits your life. You stop searching for a magic solution. You start creating a system that works with your unique psychological profile. This shift in focus is powerful. It makes your daily practice feel much more natural. To recap, the most important step is to stop imitating others. You should start prioritizing self-knowledge instead. When you understand how you naturally learn, you can design habits that last. Listen and repeat. When you understand how you naturally learn, you can design habits that last. One more time. Listen and repeat. When you understand how you naturally learn, you can design habits that last. You are not broken. You just need a strategy that matches who you are. Once you accept your own tendencies, you can finally build a sustainable routine. This routine will feel right for you. This is a simple shift in how you approach your English goals. It can be life-changing. Now, let's talk about how to align your motivation with your natural tendencies. Think about what really gets you moving. We all know that the hardest part of working out is just putting on the shoes. Maybe you are someone who loves a clear, structured schedule. Does that sound like you? Try setting a specific time each day for your English practice. You should know exactly when to study. Then you stop wasting energy on deciding whether or not to do it. It saves you mental effort. Listen and repeat. It saves you mental effort. One more time. Listen and repeat. It saves you mental effort. On the other hand, perhaps you are the type who needs to understand the why behind every task. You might feel more motivated when you see the logic behind your work. Try connecting your practice to your personal goals. Instead of just reading a random article, try choosing a topic. Pick something that helps you with your current work project. By making that connection, your brain sees the value. The work feels much less like a chore. To recap, you can design your study habits. You should tailor your approach to your specific nature. You might need a strict plan or a clear purpose. Aligning your motivation with your tendencies helps turn your daily study into a sustainable system. It is all about working with your personality, not against it. Listen and repeat. It is all about working with your personality, not against it. One more time. Listen and repeat. It is all about working with your personality, not against it. Let's see how this looks in a real-life story. Let's look at a story to see how this works in real life. Think about a learner who really wants to improve her English speaking skills. Every morning, she wakes up with a clear goal. She tells herself that today is the day. She will finally practice for 30 minutes before heading to the office. She even sets her books out on the kitchen table the night before. This ensures that everything is ready for her. However, things rarely go as planned. By the time she finishes her coffee, her phone is already buzzing with emails. She starts checking her messages. Suddenly, those 30 minutes she promised herself are gone. She feels a bit frustrated. She knows she has the desire to learn, but her daily routine just keeps getting in the way. It is a feeling many of us know well, right? We start with so much energy, but then life happens. Our best intentions seem to disappear. She is just like any of us. She is trying to make her learning stick while balancing a busy life. Listen and repeat. She is trying to make her learning stick while balancing a busy life. One more time. Listen and repeat. She is trying to make her learning stick while balancing a busy life. She wants to be consistent, but she keeps hitting the same wall every single morning. This brings us to the moment where the struggle becomes real. Imagine sitting down to study after a long day. She opens her textbook, ready to learn, but her mind feels completely blank. She stares at the same page for 10 minutes and nothing sinks in. The words just look like shapes on the paper. She feels a heavy weight in her chest. She worries that she just isn't good at languages. It is frustrating when you try so hard, but sometimes your brain simply refuses to cooperate. She starts to wonder if all her effort is actually going to waste. Have you ever felt that way? Like you are running in place, putting in the time, but not moving forward at all? Many people experience a common moment of doubt. It makes them want to close the book and give up. She looks at her notes and feels a sense of defeat. She wonders if she should even try again tomorrow. You might feel stuck when your study method does not match who you are. That feeling is exactly what happens in those moments. It is not about your ability, it is about the way you are approaching the task. Listen and repeat. It is not about your ability, it is about the way you are approaching the task. One more time. Listen and repeat. It is not about your ability. It is about the way you are approaching the task. So let's look at how she actually changed her routine. She decided to stop studying for an hour every single night. Instead, she focused on building a stable foundation first. She realized that her energy was usually lowest after a long day at work, so she stopped forcing herself to read difficult articles late at night. Instead, she started listening to a short English podcast. She did this for just 10 minutes while she made her morning coffee. Big plans always sound better with coffee in your hand. She chose a time when she felt fresh and alert. This made it much easier for her to stay consistent. This small change meant she wasn't relying on willpower alone anymore. She was simply fitting her practice into her day. She chose a time that was already stable. This is a great example of establishing stable foundation habits. She made her study time predictable and easy to manage. This helped her stop feeling guilty about missing sessions. She finally felt like she was in control of her own progress. It is amazing how much easier things become. You just need to stop fighting against your own natural rhythm. Listen and repeat. You just need to stop fighting against your own natural rhythm. One more time. Listen and repeat. You just need to stop fighting against your own natural rhythm. She kept her daily practice small and steady. Because of this, she could actually look forward to it. It wasn't a chore anymore. It was just a natural part of her morning. This simple shift in her approach made all the difference in her learning journey. So what happened when she finally stopped trying to copy everyone else? She started to see real changes. She stopped forcing herself into a rigid schedule that didn't fit her life. Instead, she began to build her practice around what felt natural. She realized she could choose small, manageable tasks that matched her energy. This helped her keep going even on her busiest days. It's honestly amazing to see how much lighter her routine feels now. She no longer feels that heavy pressure to be perfect every single day. Instead, she focuses on just showing up. She does this even if it is only for 10 minutes. This shift in perspective changed everything. She learned that the secret to long-term success isn't about having more willpower. It also isn't about finding the perfect app. It is about understanding how she works best. She should create a path that supports her instead of fighting her own nature. Listen and repeat. She should create a path that supports her instead of fighting her own nature. One more time. Listen and repeat. She should create a path that supports her instead of fighting her own nature. She stopped comparing her journey to others. Then she finally found the rhythm that works for her. It's a simple lesson, but it makes all the difference in the world. We know how to build our habits now. Let's talk about how to keep them going. The secret is to make your progress visible. Listen and repeat. The secret is to make your progress visible. One more time. Listen and repeat. The secret is to make your progress visible. You need to track what you are actually doing every day. First, start by keeping a simple log of your daily practice. You can use a notebook or a basic app on your phone. Just write down what you did. For example, you could note reading one page or listening to 5 minutes of a podcast. This gives you clear data on your effort. Second, look at your numbers at the end of each week. You might see that you have practiced for 5 days in a row. It feels great to reach that point. This objective feedback provides clear evidence of your progress. It helps you see that you are moving forward even if you don't feel like an expert yet. It stops you from thinking that your hard work is invisible. You can monitor your specific behaviors. This turns your study time into something you can measure. This simple habit of tracking keeps you motivated. You can clearly see your own growth. It is much easier to stay consistent. You just need proof of your progress right in front of you. You will find that this small step changes your perspective. It transforms how you view your daily learning journey. Let's move forward now. We will look at the third step to keep your learning journey moving. You should actively review your study habits every few weeks. Ask yourself if your current routine still fits your life. If you feel bored or stuck, it is time to change your approach. This is how you adapt your strategies for evolution. You can also use this approach to help your methods grow. Sometimes you might face a common obstacle. You may feel overwhelmed when your schedule gets busy. When this happens, don't just quit. Instead, try a simple workaround. You can shrink your daily goal to just 5 minutes of listening or reading. You can keep your momentum alive by making this small adjustment. This way, you avoid the pressure of a full study session. Remember, your learning system needs to grow with you. A method might have worked for you last month. If it feels difficult today, it is okay to try something new. You are not failing. You are simply evolving your strategy to match your current needs. This flexibility is the secret to staying consistent over the long term. Listen and repeat. This flexibility is the secret to staying consistent over the long term. One more time. Listen and repeat. This flexibility is the secret to staying consistent over the long term. Check in with yourself and make these small, intentional changes. This ensures your English practice remains effective and sustainable. It will work no matter how much your daily life changes. Sometimes we have a solid plan in place. That is usually where the perfect plan starts to wobble. Even then, we might feel like our progress is slowing down. It is completely normal to hit a wall. You should not feel discouraged when that happens. Instead of pushing harder, try to look at your routine with fresh eyes. Ask yourself if your current approach still fits your life today. Maybe your schedule has changed, or perhaps your goals have shifted slightly. When you feel stuck, it is often a sign of something specific. Your system needs a small adjustment rather than a total restart. Listen and repeat. Your system needs a small adjustment rather than a total restart. One more time. Listen and repeat. Your system needs a small adjustment rather than a total restart. Think of it like tuning an instrument. You are just making tiny changes to keep everything working smoothly. You can try changing the time of day you study. You might also switch the type of content you consume to keep things interesting. Remember, your learning journey is not a straight line. It is a process that grows and changes right along with you. Stay flexible and be willing to evolve your strategies. This ensures your English practice remains a natural part of your day. It stops it from feeling like just another chore on your list. You are doing great. Simply pay attention to what works best for you right now. To wrap things up, let's quickly look back at what we covered today. This will help you build better habits. First, remember that the best way to learn is by understanding your own personality. Focus on your natural tendencies instead of just copying others. When you know how you naturally work, you stop looking for one perfect method. You start creating a path that actually fits you. Next, we talked about aligning your motivation with those tendencies. You might need a strict schedule or more personal freedom. Tailoring your study habits to your nature makes everything feel much easier. Listen and repeat. Tailoring your study habits to your nature makes everything feel much easier. One more time. Listen and repeat. Tailoring your study habits to your nature makes everything feel much easier. Then, we looked at the importance of stabilizing your foundation. By keeping your daily routines and energy levels steady, you prevent burnout. You keep your learning consistent. After that, we discussed how to monitor your progress. Tracking your daily practice gives you clear feedback. This helps you see how far you have come. This keeps you motivated even on tough days. Finally, remember that your learning system should be flexible. As your needs change, you can always adapt your strategies to keep growing. You can focus on these steps to build a sustainable way to learn. This approach will work for your life. Think about the progress you have made today. It is easy to look at the distance ahead and feel overwhelmed. But remember that every small step counts. You do not need to change everything about your life overnight. You can still see real results. Instead, focus on making one tiny, consistent choice that fits who you are. Align your daily practice with your own nature. Listen and repeat. Align your daily practice with your own nature. One more time. Listen and repeat. Align your daily practice with your own nature. Then you can stop fighting against yourself. This makes the journey much smoother and more enjoyable. Trust that your efforts are building a solid foundation. This remains true even on the days when you feel like you are not moving fast enough. You have the power to create a system for yourself. It should work for you instead of against you. Keep showing up for yourself. That dedication is exactly what leads to long-term success. You are capable of turning these small, manageable habits into a lifestyle. This lifestyle will support your growth. Just keep going, one day at a time. Stay curious about how you can continue to evolve. Your commitment to this process is truly impressive. You should feel good about the path you are on. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I truly hope these ideas help you build a sustainable routine that fits your unique life. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe to the show. You will get more practical